So Master Duel has there has an event that's been going on for like 7 days, for like a week now, week or so. But I actually just started doing the event today. I in fact just got off. I just got done playing it for now, at least, because I got all my dailies done. So I'm like, no, I got my dailies done. I'm done for now. So I got off, and let me tell you, the experience I've had was absolutely insane. Now, I played, like, I think 5 games before I stopped. Because it took, like, all of those 5 games to do my dailies and all that. Let me tell you what I encountered. The first game I played for the event, I have no idea what my opponent was playing, because, I mean, yeah, I would be able to see what they were playing if I won or lost or whatever. But I didn't because, you know what, I won, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna claim my rewards and everything. So, and what happened the first one was, they chose to go first. They must have bricked, because they set a card and then for whatever reason, they set a card first and then they surrendered. Like, okay, what? Like, why did you set a card before you surrendered? Like, what was the point? Atreus, you're not allowed up there, mister. Second, I forgot what I was playing against. But the second game I played, it was a sweep, so it doesn't matter. Then the third one I played was against Cyber Dragon, which... Actually, no, it wasn't Cyber Dragon. That's later. Actually, now that I think about it, I played 6 games. But it was Dark Magician Gold Sarcophagus. Well, Dark Magician King Sarcophagus. You know, that stuff. And one thing I had people tell me is, you have to play King Sarcophagus or Shining Sarcophagus or Dragoon for the Dark Magician deck to be good and playable. You don't. You don't need any of those for Dark Magician to be playable. You want to play those for it to stand a better chance, yes, but you don't need those to make Dark Magician playable. If you've seen my Master Duel videos or my streams where I play Dark Magician, that is living proof that you absolutely do not need Dragoon, Gold Sarcophagus, or anything like any of the King Sarcophagus stuff to play Dark Magician. You don't. So you're wrong there. But again, you do need to play those for it to stand a better chance. But you don't have to play those for it to be playable at all. And then, the fourth one I played was against a burn deck, which, again, it's a burn deck. I don't understand why people play burn decks or decks that rely on, like, banishing your opponent's cards and all that. I don't understand why people think those are fun decks to play. Like, yeah, it's what they do. Yeah, but that doesn't make them fun to play. Like, I can make a live torn burn deck. I very easily could make a live torn burn deck if I really wanted to. I don't, because again, what's the fun of playing a burn deck? There's no fun in that at all. And the burn kind of screwed my opponent over because, and again, my opponent was the one playing the burn deck, not me, because he had a trap that made it to where we flip a coin. If it's heads, we gain 2,000 life points. If it's tails, we lose 2,000 life points. I got heads, so I gained 2,000 life points, while my opponent flipped tail and got tails, so they lost 2,000 life points. And then I proceeded to do my OTK combo like I normally do. You know, have get Sunny out the end of my first turn, go first, have Sunny at the end of the turn, you know, then my opponent goes, and then I do all the twin stuff, and then the Snake Eye stuff, and then attack for game. That's how I won. And then the 5th game I played was against Cyber Dragon, and I'm going to be honest, I surrendered because they were taking way too long, and there's better things I could be doing than just sitting there watching their turn. I was bored, so I surrendered. And then the next and final game I played was against a branded player, and let me tell you, I have been playing Master Duel. Like, I've got a bunch of like footage saved on my PS4 right now. No commentary except for like 2 video clips, but other than that, there's no commentary in the other clips. But I do use Zeus in those, but in like ranked or events, I have not used Zeus until the final game I played. And let me tell you, the only reason I won that final game against the branded player was because of Zeus. If I didn't get Zeus on the field, I lost. If I didn't have Zeus in the deck, it played Zeus and activated Zeus's effect, it would have been over for me. I would have lost. Granted, I would have still completed my dailies, yes. However, I would have still lost the duel, and therefore I not got the rewards for, you know, winning. So, like, meh. But it was that last game was a roller coaster. If it was not for me getting Zeus, destroying all the cards on the field, and then doing like the trap trick stuff, you know, and then banishing their Bestial Lubellion after they special summon it by banishing. So here's what I did. If you special summon Traptrix Pudica, and for any reason, if you special summon Traptrix Pudica, you can target one monster on the field. Your opponent. Oh, actually, no. I've actually got the card right here. I'll just read the effect right now. See, this is why I love having the physical cards right next to me. I can read the effects if I want to. Obviously, normal summoned, if it doesn't get negated, I can add Trap Trick Garden. You see that all the time in my Master Duel videos when I'm playing Trap Tricks. If this card is special summoned, you can target one special summoned monster your opponent controls, banish it. Also, during the next standby phase, your opponent can special summon one of their banished monsters. Let me tell you, when I activated that effect, there was no next turn. Like, I banished the Bestial Lubellion. And all they had left on the field afterwards was Mirror Jade. Like, they had Mirror Jade on their field afterwards. I had my second copy of Trap Trip Garden, Zeus, Traptrix Atrax, Pudica, which immediately after I banished the Lubellion through Pudica's effect, I then banished my Pudica to special summon my Traptrix Alomarus from the graveyard. And the reason why I did that was because when I did that, I went into the battle phase, immediately destroyed their Mirror Jade with my Zeus, and since both monsters were in attack mode and had 3,000 attack points, they both got destroyed. And then they activated Mirror Jade's effect in the graveyard. When it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it destroys all the opponent's monsters at the end phase. And again, there was no end phase. Because I think I also had like Vesicu. I think I had Dianea on the field as well. So I destroyed the Mirror Jade, destroyed my Zeus in the process, and then I activated with I attacked Atrax, attacked with Dianea, and then went attacked for game with Alomaris. It was absolutely insane what I did to get that win. And again, if it wasn't for Zeus, I would have lost. So when I say that Zeus was a good addition to the deck, I was not kidding. Zeus was in fact a good addition to the deck. And since this was the Duel Triangle event, you can choose between Fusion, XYZ, and Link monsters. Let me tell you why playing Traptrix wasn't it. Why I was having so much trouble playing Traptrix against the branded player. With Duel Triangle, if you select one group, you can only use monsters from the extra deck from that group. The reason it's an issue is because the Traptrix deck uses both XYZ and Link monsters to like be at full power, but you're forced to choose one or the other for the Duel Triangle event. And of course, I went for XYZ because if we use Pinguico, So, and here's the thing, I had my opponent banished Pinguicula from a field with Mirror Jade's effect, which unfortunate for me. But again, they hit Zeus, they would have won, but they decided to be stupid and not go for Zeus. So that's really on them. Then, and here's the thing. With Pinguicula banished, the only monsters I had in my extra deck, because I was only limited to XYZ because I chose the XYZ group, the only monsters I had in my extra deck were Rafflesia, Pinguicula, Alomaris, and Zeus. Pinguicula was banished. Rafflesia and Alomaris were in the graveyard. And I had Zeus on the field, meaning I had no cards in my extra deck left. And if I hadn't had Zeus in my extra deck, it was over for me. So, again, the only reason why I won that final game was because of Zeus. And I'm honestly quite glad I added Zeus to the deck for that reason. It's kind of the same reason I added Promethean Princess to my Twin Snake Eye deck. Just in case I needed it. Just in case it was something like that. I had to, it was basically a final, crutch. A last resort if I needed it. And I very clearly did need Zeus, so Zeus came to my rescue. This time. But yeah, it was an absolutely insane experience. I counted, after I banished the Lubellion, they only had the Mirror Jade left on the field. I banished my Pudica to special summon Alomaris from the graveyard. I did the math, then they, did all that stuff where they banish and they do all that with Lubellion's effect and whatever. And I'm but sorry pal, there is going to be no next turn. You lose right here. And then just destroyed Mirror Jade and my Zeus, since they're both in attack mode and had the same amount of attack points at 3,000. And then I attacked for 5,700 or so 5,500 attack points or so. No, it was 57. I was right. It was 5,700 attack points. And they had 5,100 life points left. So I attacked for a game. And if it was Zeus, saved my ass. And honestly, thank you, Zeus. You saved me. But yeah, that was my experience in Duel Triangle right now. Thank you for hearing me ramble on about my experience in Duel Triangle. But yeah, thank you for watching, hearing me ramble. See you tomorrow.